I'm going to share with you a beautiful story, and from that I want us to learn two things, which I will mention at the end. The story is about a youngster, a young lad, and it's from a Middle Eastern country. It was a local masjid, and in that area, this young lad was known as, what some people would refer to as a dosser, kind of just on the streets, and people had a negative attitude towards him. And he was very rarely coming to the masjid. On this one particular day, out of nowhere, it's time for Zohar, and this youngster turns up for namaz. Now he comes in and he's making wuzu, making ablution, and some of the elders in the masjid are looking at him, wondering what is he doing here, looking at him suspiciously. And they discuss amongst themselves that maybe he's up to something, maybe he's here to rob somebody, or he's up to some sort of game. Anyway, he makes his ablution and goes inside the masjid, and he wants to offer his prayer. And again, he meets other people, and they're also looking at him quite suspiciously and looking at him in a way that would put him off. And so what happens is, when it's time for a congregation, when it's time for the Jamaat, the rest of the congregation, they stand at the front of the masjid. This individual, he's made to feel left out. So what he does is he starts reading his namaz towards the back of the masjid on his own. After the namaz is finished, some of the people in the masjid, they turn around and they see he's in the corner. And they see him in the state of sajda. He's in the state of frustration. And when they go close to him, again, they're saying to themselves, maybe he's up to some sort of game, he's up to something, maybe he came here to rob us, to steal something. He's never been in the masjid before, very rarely comes. Why all of a sudden today has he decided to come at the time of this namaz? Anyway, they go close to him and they realize that he's not moving from that position. In the state of frustration, in the state of sajda, he's not moving. As they go closer and they try to move him after a short while, they realize that actually he's passed away in the state of sujood. Now, can you imagine? We are told that in this dunya, in our life, in this world, the closest a person, one of the closest positions you can be in closeness to Allah is when you're in this state of sujood, when you're in the state of sajda. This individual passes away in the state of sajda, in the house of Allah at the time of namaz. Now, despite what all the other people thought of him, Allah had written that for him. And the two lessons that we must take from this story is, number one, never judge somebody. Who are we to judge somebody whether he is good, whether he's righteous, whether he's pious? Don't judge people just because of the way you know them or because of the way they look. And the second and very important lesson is that if we are attendees at our local masjid, if we are members of an organization, it's very, very important that we go out of our way to make these people feel welcome. Welcome these people into our local masjid so that our mosque is an open and welcoming and friendly environment.